Imagine you were a farm turkey that other birds didn't like and was going to be served at Thanksgiving dinner. It's just 3 days, but the next thing you know, you're chosen to be part of Turkey, who travels through time as a hero with the mission to take turkeys off. The menu for Thanksgiving. The world celebrates holidays like Halloween, Christmas, Hanukkah, Easter, and many more, but Thanksgiving is turkey's the worst nightmare. Thanksgiving is one event where turkey is the main dish, but that's not all. The bad thing is that people never eat anything else instead of this dish. Because of this, the turkeys at Reggie's Mart Farm know that reality tries to warn his flock. But not every turkey is as smart as he is, and if we say it clearly, turkeys are dumb because they spent all day thinking about eating corn and loving the farmer who kills them so people can eat them. When the farmer takes a turkey away, some people think that the turkey is going to turkey heaven, so Reggie never fits in with these idiots. Every time Reggie tries to come close to his flock, he is wrongly judged and thrown away, making him feel alone. One day, Bobby, when the turkeys are sleeping, an old turkey tells the flock what Reggie has been talking about. It is the moment Reggie has been waiting for such a long time, but other turkeys, instead of thanking Reggie for revealing, Thanksgiving is a reality to them. In order to save themselves, they have to kill him. Reggie is betrayed, and his worst fear of becoming dinner comes true. But it turns out that the president's daughter has chosen him to be the representative turkey for the Thanksgiving turkey pardoning ceremony. He won't die, and he will live longer. Reggie starts living his dream life when the president's daughter has her pet flown to the president's house at Camp David. This is a long way from the farm. He spends all day in a warm bed watching TV, eating pizza and enjoying life, never thought of. But Reggie's life of luxury only lasts one night when he eats pizza. Jake, a big turkey from Turkey Freedom Front, grabs him while he's watching TV and takes him to a nearby forest. Jake immediately recruits Reggie for his top secret mission, but since Reggie does not know Jack or anything about the mission, he tries to get away, but Reggie tells him that he can't keep going on Jack's mission. Jack slaps him and then tells him about the big turkey who fell out of the sky on Thanksgiving. A bright ball of great turkey told Jack that he had to find Reggie and give him a sacred time knob, which turned out to be a doorknob. The mission, it seems, is to find a secret military base with a time machine to go back in time for the first Thanksgiving with Reggie and take turkeys off the menu. At first, Reggie thinks Jack is crazy and tries to run away, but Jack, following instructions from Great Turkey, doesn't let Reggie go by taking the lead. Jack takes Reggie to a warehouse where the time machines should be, but to his disappointment, he doesn't find any secret bases or machines there. When they don't find anything, Reggie makes fun of him and throws a paintbrush backward, which leads them to a secret elevator that goes down to a secret military base. Reggie freaks out when the base shows up out of nowhere, but he gets himself together and follows Jack to find the time machine. In the meantime, General Sagan and the President of the United States are talking to Cronut 1, who will be the first and only human to travel through time. To find the time machine, Jack and Reggie have to distract the soldiers who are on the bases for security, but the attempt to deviate military goes horribly wrong and leads them to be chased instead. At the given time, the President and General Sagan start the countdown on the time machine, which cannot be stopped once it has begun. Soldiers were following Jack and Reggie, but they were able to get the army's attention away from them and get close to the door to the time machine. When Reggie sees the time machine, he says he won't go near it, but he holds off the soldiers who are trying to catch them and runs with Jack to the machine. General Sagan can tell right away that they are dangerous in the working area and tells Chrononut to leave the machine as soon as one Chronote leaves. Jack and Reggie get close to the time machine and go inside, scared of what might happen. Reggie tries to run away, but Steve, the egg-shaped AI software in the time machine, shuts the door. Jack tells Steve to take them back to 1621 by setting the destination to the first Thanksgiving. The command is operated, and Steve brings them in the past 3 days before Thanksgiving. When Reggie gets to 1621, he tries to go back, but Steve turns on the solar charging system. Reggie has no choice but to follow Jack to find the other turkeys and save them. Hunter Standish and his wild dogs shoot and chase Jack and Reggie when they are in the forest. With the help of his dogs, Standish catches Reggie and Jack, but luckily, They get saved on time by Ranger and Jenny's children of the past turkey flock chief Broadbeak. In Ranger's lead, the turkeys are struggling to keep hunters away from the nest, but Jack and Reggie's sudden appearance again catches their attention. Now that hunters know turkeys are around, Ranger's flock has to run away to a safe place right away. While running away, they are shot again by hunters who have just found their location. The flock keeps running for its life, but Standish hunters never give up the chase. After a fight, the hunters were able to catch 2 turkeys, Furley and Amos, but they lose track of the rest of the flock, which allows them to escape. Ranger wants to find a way to live back to the village to tell the chief what's going on, but Jack calls him a coward and wants to attack hunters and stop people from calling Furley and Amos cowards. Ranger is causing Jack and him to run into his own strength, show a fight, but before the fight between them ranges, Jenny steps forward and, by stopping them and orders them to go back home. People from the town who live somewhere else inside the fortified area gather outside Governor Bradford's farm because they had no food to store, and they demanded angrily that he give them food. With a meal, however, with nothing to give, people like Bradford face their rage, but before they attacked Bradford, Standish arrives after witnessing Standish. Bradford believes that he must have brought turkeys, but as soon as he opens the hunting card, he remains dismayed to find only 2 turkeys there when people they saw no massive turkeys for food. Threatened Bradford to offer them the meal early and leave him under immense pressure in the meantime. Ranger's flock finally gets to their home in the tree stem on the edge of a cliff, where they don't have to worry about hunters. Jack tries to get the turkeys to fight with him against the hunters, but the chief Broadbeak says that he only listens to Leatherbeak, the oldest turkey in the flock, who says they won't fight with the hunters. When Broadbeak says that fighting for turkey's future is a bad idea, Jack tells him what the great turkey told him to do. Broadbeak takes him to their nursery, where they grow little pulses to feed turkeys' children and protect their future. Broadbeak thinks that the only way to save their future is to defend themselves instead of fighting. They didn't know that turkeys are the main food at Thanksgiving events. Standish thinks about it and finds out that turkeys led hunters in the wrong direction on purpose to protect their nests. He decides to look for them in a different way than before, not knowing that this is a key step in finding where the turkey is hiding. Broadbeak will tell the strong turkeys in the flock to go get Furley on a certain day, and Amos will send them out by connecting. Reggie, Jenny, and Jack went with the Rangers to help their fellow turkeys get out of jail. Jack and Ranger always try to be the best. On the other hand, Jenny and Reggie see Standish hunting again, and they know about the hunter's traps. Jenny decides to untangle them, but Reggie trips and falls right on the traps, which lets Jenny untangle them. But even though they got through the traps, Standish and his wild dogs found them. Jenny and Reggie run for their lives, but when hunting dogs are left with no way to, Reggie suddenly reminds him of Steve, takes Jenny to hide inside it. Standish comes up behind them and tries to talk to Steve, but he gets scared because of Turkey's magic. Steve takes Jenny and Reggie above the earth and brings them back after Standish goes away. In the meantime, Jack and Ranger keep an eye on the farm and find out about the feast. Tomorrow, Ranger thinks that they can win the battle against them if they steal gunpowder, but Jack thinks that this reminds him of when he had to run away from something. After Steve's ride, when he and Jack are talking, Jack takes him again. Reggie tells him that the great turkey told him to attack the farm as soon as possible. When Reggie makes fun of him for having a great turkey in his dreams, he tells him about his childhood and how he grew up in a clinical factory. His flock was fed formula, but his mother kept him hidden from the doctors by giving him the flock's formula-free eggs and putting the flock's future in him. He helps him escape from the cage. However, on the run, he fails to save the eggs, but manages to escape successfully. Sad that he hadn't been able to gain the trust of his flock. When he was alone, the great turkey came up to him. That was the first time he met the great turkey, and it was the great turkey who gave him the mission. Reggie decides to help Jack after hearing him tell his story. On the attack of the fort, Reggie and Jack got to the human fort at night and decided to destroy all the barrels of weapons to stop the feast, which will be called Thanksgiving. Powder Jack also takes Standish's powder horn, which Amos used to escape the fort by releasing it in a rage. Outside the citadel, they burn the powder, which causes the explosion and destroys all the weapons. The explosion guarantees the success of the turkey, and Jack and Reggie successfully return to Broadbeach's Homeranger and others. At first, they didn't like how they attacked the fort without telling them, but when they heard about their successful attack and theft of, they changed their minds. They appreciate Jack and Reggie, but Turkey's happy ending is more like a nightmare because Jack unintentionally lets the horn open, resulting in weaponry powder leaves a track from the fort to their hideout. Hunters finally find where the turkeys are hiding by following the trail. They attack them and catch some of them, but they leave the wild dog alone. Chaos broke out among the turkeys inside the tree, but as they tried to get out, they kept following Broadbeach's lead to the escape route. When Reggie and Jenny remember the nursery and return to save Pulse, they find Jack there already. Saving the little turkeys after rescuing them when Jack and the gang are running toward the gateway, they face obstacles. So, Broadbeak helped them, but in exchange he lost his life. After the chief dies, the flock performs his last rites and matches Broadbeach's half shell with Ranger's and Jenny's. The next chief will be whoever has the other half of Broadbeach's shell. The shell match reveals Jenny to be the next chief of the flock as a new chief. Jenny gears up the flock's enthusiasm. But the whole thing makes Reggie sad, so he has to go back where he came from. Despite Jack's refusal, Reggie comes back to the present at Camp David, but as soon as he opens the house door, he finds another Reggie inside. Initially it freaks him out, but the other Reggie reveals his identity as the future Reggie, who comes back to tell the demonstrate to Reggie that he is a moron while both are talking about another Reggie coming. Far from the future, it appears that informs the present Reggie to go back to Jenny and her flock. When Reggie's beliefs in himself are shaking oath, Reggie is still far away from the future appears Reggie has the doorknob, which reveals that the future Reggie was the great turkey who came into Jack's childhood and showed him his destination to take present Reggie and go back in time to get the turkey off the meal. Meanwhile, in 1621, Jenny and her flock get ready to attack the fort and retrieve their friends. When everything gets clear present, Reggie gets back in time to Jack's childhood and then travels to help Jenny and her flock. He brings pizza and other snacks with him. Presents it to humans. After taking a bite, humans, they begin loving it, causing them to withdraw the idea of eating turkeys. With the help of Pizza Dude, Reggie effectively distributes pizzas and humans enjoy their feast without having turkey on their menu. To thank the turkeys for giving them pizza for the feast is named Thanksgiving. And that's how the turkeys manage to get themselves off the menu after everything settles, says Reggie decides to spend the rest of his life with Jenny and her flock, while Jack chooses to go with Steve wherever he is. The video was over after that. I hope you like it. Subscribe for more like this content and click the like button to help us out. Until next time. Take care.